All right, guys, I don't know if you can see me. I'm going to see if I can find you. I've got a half an hour to do this, and I don't even know if I'm in the right place. Anybody who's here, if you can comment, that would be good. Yep, all right, I'm here. All right, we'll see. I don't even see Kim, so that's not good. All right, I'm just going to launch into this guy because I have a really short amount of time, and I figure you can play it back or ignore me. I told you I'd give you a video on multi-genre, and that's what I'm here for. Still no comments. Okay, Kim's here. All right, Ham, we're good. I'm going to launch into this just because I'm wicked short on time today, but all right. Basic gist with multi-genre. I've had a ton of messages from you guys. Nobody seems to know how to brand multi-genre, and I get it. I lived it. I'm lucky because my brand just kind of like, worst case, I say, oh, well, I'm crazy, so I get away with a lot. And I know that's harder for most of you. Not all of you. Like Michelle, it's not hard at all because not crazy adventures. We don't want to ever use the word crazy. It makes it look like you're taking the publishing company's brand or my brand versus your own. That's no good. But like in Michelle's case, if she wants to use her brand is basically about to become going on an adventure. I don't know if you guys saw her bio or not, but hey Kim. But it's like all aboard, a great adventure awaits, that kind of thing. So basically I want to do the same hey Tumbles, the same thing with all of you, whoever wants a brand. But the struggle is with multi-genre is it's hard to say, like, what am I? I know that Tumbles is struggling with this. I know that Marin's struggling with this. And I got to tell you, I'm biased. I prefer multi-genre authors. I prefer multi-genre reading. Multi-genre to me is life. And the reason that it is because I think it takes a certain, hey Watson, I think it takes a certain skill to be able to hop genres. Now, can you always hop them well? No. But I'm attracted to adventurous people who take risks, so it would make sense. It's also how I read. So for me, becoming a multi-genre author was like no-brainer. There's no way I have the attention span to write in one genre. But with that comes so many challenges that people who stick to one or two genres don't have. The first thing I would say to you guys is if you're gonna be multi-genre, you've got to figure out two things. Number one, do I want to do it all under one pen name? I know a lot of multi-genre authors who will literally write as so-and-so when they're writing like dark stuff, so-and-so when they're writing erotica, and then so-and-so when they're writing like whatever their main genre or preferred genre is. I've tried that. I can tell you right now, with the amount of marketing that we do, for me anyways, it doesn't work. It's like so... Trying to manage one pen name is enough. Trying to do two, then even just claiming books on Author Central, it becomes a nightmare. Yeah, I mean, that's how I am too, Tumbles. Like, that's the way I read, though, too. I mean, I really will read a rom-com and then turn around and read a horror. So for me, my reading is going to be reflective of my writing and vice versa. People with one genre have it so easy. It's to brand that is just like it's night and day for multi-genre. So I get why I'm getting all these messages about multi-genre branding, but the first thing you need to do is go, do I want to do more than one pen name? Because that's the easiest out there is. if you have several pen names, or we'll say 3 pen names, 2 pen names, and then you separate each pen name with its own brand, there you go, you're golden. You problem solved, away you go. But if you're trying to do it under all one name, which is where I am, which is where I know Tumbles wants to be, which is where I know Marin wants to be, then a way to do it is to look for the common threads. So like, hi Michelle. Michelle, I'm using you because you're like an easy example. And I think that you are kind of as lucky as I am with this. So for me, crazy kind of covers like everything. But for you, it's sort of does the same thing, but you can make it. You can kind of push your brand around that. So what you do and what you've figured out is that your brand is going to be around adventure and travel and escapism and all of that. So you can write in multiple genres, but say like, now we're going to go down to a military base adventure. Now we're going to adventure into another world, and kind of use that as your brand that will pull all of your writing together. And if you have the logo and you have the tagline and you have the bio that match it, it'll make sense. And you're lucky in that way. Other authors have it harder. I know Olivia's having a really hard time. Olivia writes incredible horror. She's got serious gore happening that makes me like, ew. At the same time, it's not anywhere near what her book like Unbreakable was, which is more like, I mean, it's like a real life story. So for her to make that leap, she's going to need to find, what does my writing all have in common? Now, I've told Olivia this 100 times, but she hasn't done anything with it yet. Her common theme is strong female protagonists. Every book she has, the woman is either killing the man, the woman is either escaping an abusive relationship, she's somehow, some way the star of the show, and she's strong. So with her, I think her tagline should have to do with like powerful women, strong protagonists, all of that. But, again, I can't make someone's brand for them. But that is an example of what I would do to try to bridge different areas of writing if you're going to do it under one pen name. So, okay, Watson's saying, I like exploring subgenres with the horror realm. It's a rather big umbrella. See, Watson, I totally disagree. I think horror, do it all. Your brand is dark. You can get away with that because it's all under horror. So it's not... Trying to go from rom-com to horror is so much different than trying to go from horror with a paranormal element to horror with to just straight gore, to creatures, to real life, like psychological thrillers, that kind of stuff. I mean, you could even bridge into thrillers and still kind of keep that in that same brand. And I feel like that's where I'm so jealous of you, and you're lucky. Because when you try to go from Petunia to Just Things, it's a nightmare. I get away with it, one, because my readership knows there's no way. You don't know what you're going to get. Hunt said it. She said it's like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. That is literally my brand, thank God. But for most of these guys, this is a little bit harder. What don't you love about it, Tumbles? I need you to, give me more on that, and maybe I can help you through it. Because your work is, it's all real work. There's no fantasy element. So we can knock that out of it, and I don't think there ever will be with you. But I think the key with you is put it in your group. Start using it in your group. Kind of play with it. That's the thing, guys. One way to do this is, remember we did that thing where we said, what's my brand in our groups? If you are to do what's my brand, Kim, can you tag Julie? It just occurred to me. She's one that wanted to be tagged for this video. What's my brand? When they all told us their answers, they were like, oh, you're fast, you're whatever. They didn't say crazy. That's not good. That means I have failed. So now you're seeing me pull back that crazy brand, and you're watching it. I'm trying new things. I'm using that word every chance I get. Because I need to get that brand back. I've lost that in all this. Right. So that's what I'm saying, Watson. You're covered. Like, you literally are covered with this. All of that goes under the umbrella of horror, so you're like good to go. You can write a bunch of different stuff, not get bored, and away you go. And that's like ideal. But for us ADHD people, there's no way. Not that I have ADHD, because I really don't, but writing wise I do. There's just no way. I know that Marin is in this boat right now, and I have talked to her so many times about this, and I told her hold off on a brand, because I'm watching her sales, and I know that she's killing horror. I know that she also kills anything that's funny. Now, trying to merge, again, it's that Petunia Just Things thing. Trying to merge those two things is hard. So she needs like an umbrella that will basically make that leap for her. Thank you, Kim. I can't remember if there was anyone else, Kim, that asked to be tagged, but if you think of them, please tag them. I don't know where Marin is, because she's the one who wants this video, I think, the most. But I know she's around today, too, so. Sunday. How are you doing with this? I don't know if you're still here. I mean, if you guys want to shoot any questions, it doesn't matter. You've got me for, like, probably 15 more minutes. So, shoot them at me. You can't remember either. Yeah, that's what I figured. There's really nobody around today. It's kind of eerie, creepy, spooky. It's off the grid, Watson. So anyway, that's step one. Figure out, am I going to write? Okay, Sunday, how you doing with this? Are you feeling like any more confident about it? I mean, I noticed that your group, you've been way braver in your group. I mean, you've got constant content in there, and you seem like you have more interaction. And I'm basically wondering where you're at on this. Biggest issue right now is not finding the right tagline. Oh, God. Well, you came to the right place. I mean, all the things I just said. You could literally have adventure awaits. I mean, anything. Travel through the pages, or I would use the word adventure, though. Remember, you're like a cruise director person. Like, that's who you want to be. You don't suck at it. One of the reasons I told people write your bios first is because in that bio you have your tagline. You just don't know it. Go in your bio, read your bio, and pull out those little nuggets. Think of it like making a subtag on a book. That's going to be your tagline. Yeah, Inklings is a graveyard. So, I mean, I'm good at talking the talk, but I'm working on it. I am in too many different directions right now, which I guess is part of my brand. An adventure on every page, that's perfect. So there you go. Like, something like that is what you want. And that covers, that's why I'm saying you're lucky like I am. Adventure can be anything. You could be horrific one day. You could be some comedian the next day. You could be anything. The military romance, I mean, come on. That's for sure adventure. I mean, not necessarily a fun one, but you know what I mean. Honestly, Watson just said it. An adventure on every page. There you go. That's what I would do, or something similar. But the key is going to be a logo. And I don't know that I would do an anchor. I thought about an anchor for you, but then I don't like that, because an anchor implies, like, rooted. Unless you want to put the anchor in between the pages of a book, which would tie to your old logo instead of whatever's I can't remember what's coming out of it. But if you had waves and an anchor coming out of the pages of a book, you might be in business. I mean, think about your motorcycle club series. That's adventure. I mean, they're bikers. That's adventure. So I think you're covered with this. I wish Julie was here, because I obviously can't help her without knowing what she's looking for. Yeah, you seem more confident in your group, which is good. I don't get around to groups much. The only groups I really see are the ones where I'm an admin. Same with author pages. If I'm an admin in your group or I'm an author page, I get the alerts, so I see them and I'm more interactive. When I'm not, I no clue. There's so many groups. I'm in so many groups. Hey, Marin. Marin, I was just talking about you. Email Michelle, please, because that way I can just forward it way easier. I mean, I basically know what you need. I don't know if, I think we just got Illustrator back because we just renewed Adobe, the Creative Cloud, but I'll have to talk to the designer. Marin, why don't you shoot me all your questions? You always have 300 questions, and now apparently everyone, Marin's doing a new series. She's paying for it too. We can try to talk about yours, Marin. Let me see what I got on time. 20 minutes, I'd say. Oh, just how you're having trouble figuring out a brand because you're going from Petunia to Graveyard Girls. Which, by the way, is crushing pre-orders. Good job. All right, I'm just going to launch into Marin because the comments are delayed. So here's Rena's problem. We're going to use her as an example because she's exactly the kind of problem that we all seem to have. Rena's writing it all. When we first started talking about this, I kind of steered her wrong a little bit, I guess, but I don't know. Her tagline, I think her tagline is something with a wicked twist. I know Wicked Twist, aka Wicked Twisters. Like, the word wicked is Marin. Because it's all of her witchy stuff. She is twisty. She's just like me. You never know what the heck you're going to get. You're either going to be laughing. You could go into a horror and come out laughing. I don't want to do the logo thing. I love mine, but I'm not sure it fits anymore. You don't even want to start with logo. So step 1 is bio, Tumbles. You've got to do the bio first. Step 2, you'll be able to pull your tagline from the bio. Step 3, logo. That's the order. Like, that seems to be working for everyone. And I didn't even know that was the order. Because, again, my brand was basically handed to me. I got lucky. Wicked words with a southern twist. Okay. I love wicked words. My issue now, I really don't have an issue. You're allowed to be southern, and you definitely want twist. You are twisty. I don't know what's wrong with that tagline. I think with you, Marin, you want to start with your bio too. Your bio might tell me more and be able to help us come up with a tagline for you. But again, you can afford to wait. That's another thing you guys need to know. Okay, so with multi-genre, we have to pay attention to more than a single genre author, okay? We've got to look at our ranks in every genre we write in. So, like in literature and fiction and literary fiction and sort of my E.L. George stuff, like my true life stuff, I'm like 6,000. Hey, Ebony. My horror rank, which has been literally better than 1,000. Like, I don't know how to call that, lower or higher, but I've been 800 in horror before. Well, my current horror rank is like, I don't know, probably 10,000, 11,000, because I haven't written horror. So I got to watch that and go, all right, do I care? Maybe I don't care. Sometimes I don't care if I lose a genre and lose the ground because I'm really focused on something else. And again, I write by mood like most multi-genre authors write. I'm writing by mood. So if I'm only in the mood for a rom-com for a year, well, then my horror rank is going to slip. But if I want to level out that balance and that line, which I've talked about with the exclusives, one way to do that is to make sure when you are writing multi-genre that you're going, okay, I've got 2 romances, 2 horrors, 2 fantasies, 2 science fictions, 2 whatever it is you're doing. You've got to keep an eye on that. You don't want to go only horror for 6 months and then only... See, your horror rank is above mine right now, Marin, which is awesome. $3,000. It's all money. 3,000 is great. Your goal should be to break 1,000. And I think you can do it based on Graveyard Girls. And I have some ideas for that. What hurts you is that, I mean, while your horror rank's good, your overall rank is probably, I'm guessing, like 50 or something. Because you've got these other genres. The problem is balance with multi-genre. Yeah, that's exactly how you got to do it, Ebony. You've got to, like, pay attention to, yeah, I'm killing it in erotica, but I'm dying in horror. Or I'm killing it in rom-com, but I'm dying in fantasy. And one thing that I do, obviously this is kind of off the topic of branding, but whatever. One thing that I do is I tend to say, all right, don't even, because I try not to stress about ranks ever. It's just, it's stress for no reason. Like, we're going to write it anyway, right? So why are we going to get so fixated on numbers? But I'm still human and I still want to stay at a certain level. I don't want that line going like this when I finally got that line pretty stable. Although it tends to be like this lately, but whatever. Ebony, what was I going to tell you? It'd be nice if my computer wasn't dying right in front of our eyes. Oh, but it is. Alright, just so y'all know, I may lose you because I just lost my power source. Did I? Yeah, I don't know what just happened here. It's not good. Alright, yeah. You got about 10 minutes, maybe, and then my phone will go. I need somebody to comment and see if I may have already lost you. I don't know. Oh, no, there we go. Of course, we can have a barking dog now. That will help. Yeah, it looks like I'm still alive. Okay, sorry, a little blip there. Thanks, Emily. That's helpful. Don't mind the dog. That means the mail lady is here. So, yeah, you're doing the right thing, Ebony. Honestly, with you, I think the only thing I can see that you really should change, because people know what you're doing, which is really good, and it's a testament to how well you're doing it. Your logo is so romance that I would never look at, like, if you're going to start writing horror, you need a different logo. But if you're going to keep doing what you're doing, I don't even know what you need to change. I think you're doing all right. All right. Anybody got specific questions? Because I'm just rambling. Julie's going to be mad. We tried to tag her, though. The thing, too, with logos, see, this is what I would do if I were you, Ebony. You could take that logo and you could put a hue over it. So it's black or gray, something dark, and one drip of blood off of it. And use that when you're writing horror. You can literally take your same logo and just alter it just enough so that you can see that this is a horror book. Again, we're all going to struggle with this multi-genre stuff. It's just, unless you're willing to do more than one pen name, and I have tried it, and I can tell you it is hard. It is hard to do that. I need to work on mine, that's all. Yeah, Tumbles, you've got to start with your bio. You start with your bio. You'll be able to pull the tags out of it. When you're done with your bio, send it to Mom. She can look at it. Send it to me, and I will help you figure out where your little, bolts are. If you don't like that strong women thing, then you got to figure out another angle that, culminates all of it. I know you hate fantasy. So if all of your books are rooted in truth somehow, and your group's called the Realists, then there's a way to use that. I just don't know what it is. Yours is really hard. Marin, I don't know what to do with you. You are following my exact path. Of every author I have, you are the most like me. Personality-wise, but also, like, your writing. Like, I'm not saying our voices are very different, but what we write, it's kind of funny, because you remember when I thought, dude, I don't know what you're doing. You write that fantasy stuff I don't understand. Not true at all. You actually write just like me. Like the same sort of stuff as me. Marin, how long have you been in publishing? That's important. I didn't have a really strong brand till my second and a half, third year. Ebony was my PA at the time. Oh, about her being the most like me, Ebony? Yeah, well, it's one of the things that made us become friends, is I was like, God, this girl is me, but, Southern. And pushy as shit about new series. You guys, she comes to me today and wants a whole new series based off of American Horror Story. I told Kim she's trying to kill us. Ebony, do you know how long she's been in publishing? Like, when was her first book? Was it last year? Yeah, 2 years. Okay. Yeah, you got 6 months. 6 months. Write it down, Marin. You've got about 6 months. I mean, if you're going to do it my way. I'm not saying my way is right, okay? Because clearly I have my own struggles, and I never hide those. But yeah, we got to get on that, Marin. You have Wicked Twists. Wicked Twisted. Okay, Wicked Twisted. You are Wicked Twisted, Marin. What's wrong with Wicked Twisted? Wicked Twisted, now we need a tagline. You want to do something like spinning stories that will leave you blah. What is the word for blah? Oh, this is my thinking process. It's ugly. You have time, Tumbles. You have way more time than Marin does. Although you've got a hell of a backlist. See, that's the thing. Some of this is proportionate to how many books you have. Yes, you're counting BTP, Marin. Be nice. Jesus. This is how I get in trouble, and I didn't do it. You did it. You are counting BTP. You are a published author at BTP. I want the day that you made an Author Central account is the day you became an author, as far as I'm concerned. How many books do you have, Tumbles? Tumbles is ridiculous. I don't know who's faster of those two, but I know that both of them are faster than I am. It's crazy. Here's one good news for you, Marin. You're closer to a brand than Tumbles is. But both of you need a brand. You, though, need one sooner than her. So I guess that works out. The thing is that when you have a big backlist, it almost like, it definitely pushes you forward. Authors who write faster make money faster. I mean, it only makes sense. Nobody cares about anthologies. Don't count them. They don't count for this. It's gotta be solos or co-writes, period. Preferably solos, but co-writes will help keep you. Look at me. I'm like the co-write queen because it keeps me going. Shop series, that's what I love about, Ebony, I'm shocked with how those books sold so well. I think that what a blessing, those series, because it gives us a steady, stable of, okay, these are the dates. Because as you guys know, we're going to get rid of dates eventually here. Because Kim and I spend way too much time chasing people for deadlines. Then the people are mad, like, why did you kick me out? Why are you not publishing? I'm not trying to kick anyone out. I need to have a stable, like, what I'm doing. Here's my rule with co-writes. If you make me wait forever, where I have to reread the book, I can't do it anymore. I just can't handle it. It's totally it's just rude. Like, treat your co-writer the way you'd want to be treated. I had a co-writer once have me write 50,000 words in 3 days. I was puking in the garbage. Not okay. People have to learn. If you have a co-writer who consistently treats you a certain way, stop writing with them. So I hope you take that advice, Ebony. I'm at 22 counting oh, wow. Yeah, Marin, you need a brand. Are they all out, or is this stuff coming? Like Peaches and all, Busted and all that. You're at 24, Tumbles. All right, you're ahead of her. I didn't know that. Tumbles, you need to move. You've got 6 months too, because your backlist makes a difference. It's not just how long you publish, it's also how many books you have. If you've got 24 books, you should have a brand. It's that simple. I mean, I don't mean to be blunt, but I'm going to be blunt. It's time for a brand. Bio, tagline, logo. Like within a month. Marin, same thing. That's out or in pre-order. Wow. Okay, I don't know if you know this, Ebony, but if you co-write with someone and then you decide this isn't working for the reasons that I'm already aware of, but we'll keep off of this, both co-writers own the copyright. So you can take that series and write it yourself. You don't have to include the co-writer on future books. I've got Marin writing a Petunia book without me. No problem. It's her character too. I don't care. And no co-writer should care. So if you decide, well, I want to finish this series because I promised it to my readers, but co-writing with this person is too hard because of whatever reason, then you can take that same series and finish it. So there's Brown. Brown could write 52 more Mira books. That's totally legit. It doesn't have to be like a co-write every time. Look at Tiffany and Megan. They write in the Mint series together sometimes, and then once in a while it's just Tiffany. If Megan wanted to write a Mint book alone, she would have every right to do that. I mean, courtesy would dictate that you go to your co-writer and say, hey, I'd like to do a spin-off, or I'd like to continue the series. But copyright-wise, you wouldn't even need to run that by anyone. At all. Brown, we're talking, hey, Gigi. We're talking multi-genre and branding and everything. We're just on a tangent. Yeah, okay, so here's the thing. I mean, I've said this before, but nobody seems to really believe me, and I don't know why. Any Crazy Ink anthology story, finish it. Finish it. I have no problem with that. Just finish it. Yes, take the story and make it into a book. I do it all the time. Why would I wouldn't. Guys, I'm not the hostage keeper. Whether you self-publish it or you Crazy Ink it, by the time the thing's done, the book will be out of contract. The anthology will be out of contract. Of course you can do that. I've done it a million times. Lone Ranger here, I don't play well with others. Oh, for co-writing. That's probably smart. Co-writing has challenges. But at the same time, the great thing about co-writing is it makes you finish the book. Well, at least me. It makes me, when I get that co-write back, I think it's totally, like, not okay to make a co-writer wait. I don't think it's okay. So, I think the longest I ever took was maybe a week. So it makes me write even when I don't want to write, because believe it or not, that happens to me too. One of my anthology, exactly, thank you, Michelle. So yeah, Ebony, that's totally allowed, and it doesn't have to be published with Crazy Ink. Whatever you want to do. Remember, an anthology story doesn't have the same title as the anthology. Again, there's courtesy, which is somewhere you put, inspired by such and such an anthology or originally featured as a short in blank. But it's not necessary either. I'm not hyper about that stuff. I don't know what you and Rena are writing. I'd love to hear about it, though. Tumbles, you've only had great experiences. I don't know what that's in reference to. Talk that one out, Tumbles. Marin and Ebony, what are you two writing about? I don't even know. Yeah, I knew I was getting it. Marin's a hostage, remember? But I just didn't know what it was about. Marin's a hostage. Oh, well, you better have great experiences, Tumbles. I'm your only co-write person, aren't I? I really would like for you and Rena to co-write, but nobody wants to hear that. You two could whip out, like, a book a month easily. Yeah, I mean, when you do that, Brown, you've already got 10,000 words. And to make it a novella, you're only talking about basically doubling the thing. It's eventually, the anthologies after a year, the story comes back. Whether I take it down or not, it's the life of the book. Sometimes I leave it up because the authors want it up. Sometimes I take it down because I've got somebody hemming and hawing about they want it down. But realistically, by the time you finish the story and then either hand it back to me or self-publish it or do whatever you're doing with it, the year's up anyway. So always think that way. I mean, when I write shorts, I do it knowing, okay, I'm going to turn this into a book. My Jungle Book story, which I had a blast writing, will eventually be part of my Pet Shop story. It's just smart thinking. Like, don't waste words, guys. You're making it harder than it needs to be. Watson could take his Jungle Book story and make that into a novel. Same kind of thing. Yeah, so that's the thing, Marin, with you and Olivia. You two know my system. Just do it the way that I do it, and neither one of you will be yelling, where's my chapter? But, you know, neither one of you will take more than 3 days either. I don't think either one of you have ever made me wait longer than a week. So, you guys would be fast. Horror, guys. Horror. Both of you. Tumbles, you're on gore. Marin, you're on suspense part of it. I'm telling you guys, I've written with you both. I know what your strengths are. You want to leave the description and the, like, suspensey parts to Rena, and Tumbles, you want to hit all the gore. Tumbles is dark. You guys don't even know. I would panic if I made it. She'd panic too. Well, they could all be dead, and then you make a paranormal horror. They all come back and haunt, Watson. Yeah. You two, I'm telling you, you'd be a good co-write, and I don't know why neither one of you has started that process, but you should. Probably because I haven't poked and nagged enough, but I've told it to you both, and apparently you just need to... I'm Cupid of writing. I was excited when I heard Watson and Brown were going to write, too. There you go. Tumbles is getting feisty, Watson. Watch out. Yeah, I'm telling you, if you two... Seriously, please listen to me. I want one co-write from you two. Because it'll be... If you two started today, we could have that book out easily September. Make it dark. Make it gory. I'm telling you, you're quick, both of you. You're both addicted to that damn pre-made group. This should be easy. I'm going to nag you both individually, but... Tumbles, no, nice try. You can write more than one book at a time. Excuses. All right, who's got more multi-genre questions? Anybody? I have 7 minutes and I have to be out of this driveway and off to a meeting. All right, there we go. I love it. Michelle, I've heard that from you, from Yolanda, multiple people, and Tracy, and I keep saying you got to send me a chapter. Watson, you would like them with the co-write. I know you would. Another one is Mackenzie. She's good for dark, atmospheric. But Michelle, I can't do any co-writes right now. I'm not even writing with those two, Tumbles and Rena, right now. They can attest to that. The only co-write I have hanging right now is with Hunt, and I mean, I gave that to her a month ago. I don't know if it's coming back or when. I have 8 whips, and I don't want to commit to any kind of co-writes right now because I don't know where I'm going. Erin's on a journey. I'm having a midlife writing crisis or something. So I don't want to do that yet. But that doesn't mean I won't. I have to. I've got other things right now. I want to do this library thing, the list run. I'm trying to get this YouTube channel going because I think it will bring us new readers. Once I get that going, I'm going to pull them right back. I got plans. But there's no way I should be co-writing. Hey, Skylar. I'll test the waters with Brown. Yeah, I don't know how are you doing on that, Watson? Well, Brown, why do you have to sell it to your horror readers? Are you trying to brand as strictly horror? That's a great question, but first I need to know your direction. If you're trying to brand as strictly... I thought of you as dark. Is Lingering dark? I haven't read it yet. Yes, 6 months or less, Marin. And now you have a co-write with Tumbles, because as soon as I'm done, I'm going to go after you both. I'll throw you in a 3-way chat. You don't want to be there, guys. I know my direction. I got 6 months. Yeah. I don't know what fully fleshed out means because that's not my writing style. You mean you guys like plotted and outlined and stuff, Watson? Brown's gonna like you more than me because I don't play with plotting and outlining ever. I am such a pantster. Okay, so there's your tie, Brown. I know you want to brand like as dark, but it's got ghosts. I want Jenny done too. I've got Olivia's story, but I don't want to even touch it till I have like all of them. When is that due? Kim, do you know when all that's due? Is Kim even here? Yeah, that's why. I'm a pantser too, Ebony. That's going to depend, Michelle, on the designers. We've got design changes. And, like, I can't get free logos. So it's going to cost money, too. Just heads up. But I don't think it's a lot. I think it's like $40. I don't know what an outline is. I used to outline, but then it took me, like... Oh, good. I'm about to have a dog explosion. So I'm going to go, guys. I've got to leave here in 2 minutes anyways. But, yeah, I will come back and do more on this later. Use the ghost angle, Brown. Outline thing makes me end up taking... I only end up having like 3 books in a year when I do it that way. It makes me too slow. See, it's funny. We all change our strategies as we go based on what's working and what isn't. All right, guys, I got to go. I'll be back some other time. Just hit me with questions in the comments, and I'll do my best. See you later.